There are literally dozens of drones flying around.
New Jersey state senator is calling for a limited state of emergency after several residents and officials reported seeing mysterious drones.
I saw a drone that looked like the size of a small car.
Oh my God. We shouldn't be outside for this.
Yo, what the f is this? Bro, that's how far that's.
You're telling me we don't know what the hell these drones are in New Jersey are? Is that correct?
That's right.
That's crazy. I mean, that's crazy. That's madness that we don't know what these drones are.
New Jersey just issued a state of emergency? Yeah, things are getting really weird. Have you looked at the news lately? There's something in our US airspace that we cannot identify. And no, we're not talking about DJI drones flying around that people are just filming with. We're talking about drones the size of school buses. So in today's video, I'm going to cover everything up to speed, from latest footage, what the news is saying, what the FBI and government is saying, and also, I have proof that these are not just in the locations that the news is saying they're in. This is real. This is not a conspiracy. I'm going to show you proof today. I'm presenting the facts to you. Let's get to it. So let's start things out by looking at some footage so you can know exactly what people are seeing and why it caught the attention of the public. Take a look. In this first clip, a girl sees something that resembles an airplane, but notices the size, shape, and lights appear to be slightly off. She films the object flying around and above her and submits the footage to Fox News. The video quickly goes viral, making it to news outlets and online media platforms.
Reports of large drones flying over parts of the state. The latest reports coming from Evesham Township in Burlington County. Residents there have their eyes to the sky with concern.
This one is extremely low. It's loud.
It's really cute.
And it's huge.
It's so big. It looks so much closer in person.
At one point, you can hear her say it's flying way too low to be an airplane, and that the camera doesn't do it justice to show the size of the object.
Yeah, my camera doesn't do it. Looks like a spaceship, right? Like, that doesn't look like a drone, right? That looks like a spaceship. It's like a small plane. It really is like a small plane.
It also sounds like an airplane as it passes by.
Oh my God.
They just keep coming.
Then she counts 7 similar objects flying around in the night sky.
These are all drones in the sky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 right here.
Drone sightings like this one that started in North Jersey have now spread to South Jersey.
Dozens of mysterious drones spotted in New Jersey.
Drones sighted all over the Northeast.
They're big. Like, I saw a couple last night, which were very large.
Oh my God, here we go. Here it is. Are you freaking kidding me right now? What is that?
Last night around 8 o'clock, we got reports of residents seeing drone activity in the area.
And we are not talking about small toy-like drones that people would use for hobbies, but commercial grade drones, reportedly some the size of a small school bus or a small airplane.
I saw a drone that looked like the size of a small car, just hovering right above the golf course.
These more look like unmanned aircraft. There's some were as large as like an SUV.
15-foot or so wingspan drones hovering around.
Pay close attention to the lights on the aircraft. Yes, our airplanes do have blinking lights on them. However, the red and green on the wings and the LED strips that go back and forth underneath the body of the aircraft are much different from our aircrafts.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
With so many videos being captured and sent into news stations, police reports being made, and reports to the FAA, the state began to realize that this is a problem and they need to get to the bottom of it fast. But this is just the tip of the iceberg, because this story is about to get so much deeper. Also, these are not just in the states being mentioned in the news. I'm going to prove it to you right now. I captured this footage 2 weeks ago on my back patio before I even heard anything about these drones in New Jersey Take a look at this.
The hell is it? You see that thing right there?
It's like a plane.
There's no airports like anywhere near us, and that's not even large enough to be a plane. It's like 100 feet up above us right now. Well, look at the lights on the bottom of it. There's like LED lights going back and forth. It's too small to be a plane. The thing's like, I don't know what that is.
I thought it looked weird. It was too small to be an airplane, and it was only like 100 feet above my patio. The LED lights that were underneath the aircraft are identical to the lights on the bottom of the drones in New Jersey. So after seeing all these videos emerge, I am 100% certain that this is what I captured 2 weeks ago. And I didn't even know, because back then I didn't know what was going on in New Jersey. I just saw the thing hovering for a while in the distance, and when it got closer, my first thought was, that's a big ass drone. But then as it got closer and I was filming, I thought maybe it's a plane. But I believe that that's part of the deception. I think that these drones are intentionally made to deceive people into believing that they're airplanes. They look like planes, they sound like planes, but they're not our airplanes. The government has admitted that these are not ours, and we don't know where they come from. And get this, are you ready? I submitted that footage to my local news station because this is huge. The fact that these are also in other states than being mentioned on the news, the future President Trump has a home down here in Florida, not too far away from me from where I live. So why isn't anyone talking about that? Why isn't that making headlines that these drones are being spotted in other states as well? Why isn't anyone covering that? You have footage proving this to be factual. You have eyewitness testimony right here. There's more going on to this story than we know, people. Wake up. It's time to wake up.
I watch the planes fly, so I know what the planes look like. This is not a plane.
It's not following a regular flight pattern, and they have a tendency to stop and hover at different times.
We just want some answers. We need to know what's going on. We need to know why it's there, and we need to know for certain what, if any, risk it poses. And if the answer is none, we need to be able to tell people with a straight face why that is.
Conferences began being held to try and figure out the origin of where these unmanned aircrafts were coming from and who was responsible for them.
It's really frustrating that we don't have more answers as to where they're coming from and why they're doing what they're doing.
Police began to try and chase them by deploying their own drones. Military helicopters were sent in to try to possibly capture one or get close enough to learn more about these drones. However, all attempts were unsuccessful. Reports were then made that anytime one of our aircrafts would get close, these drones would go lights out.
This is crazy. God, look at it. That's not a plane. Yeah, it's wild. I had to go run in and get my camera. Nobody was gonna believe me. Look at this thing.
This raised a lot of alarms. They go completely dark mode, trying to evade from being caught or captured. Also, it's been a known fact that these drones have the ability to fly at the same elevation or higher than airplanes, but they also have the ability to fly extremely low, which keeps them out of the airspace radars. So have you ever heard that expression, flying under the radar? That's literally what these drones have been doing. But with thousands of people having their eyes up on the skies more than ever now, people are getting videos, people are getting footage, it's all over the news, they can't hide. The government knows about it, the Pentagon knows about it, the White House knows about it. That's how serious that this has gotten. And while the police couldn't figure out where these things are coming from or who they belong to, the FBI decided to step in and try to help this case move along because the American people are starting to get worried. And here's what the FBI had to say about it.
You're telling me we don't know what the hell these drones are in New Jersey are? Is that correct?
That's right.
It's crazy. I mean, that's crazy. That's madness that we don't know what these drones are.
Well, what the FBI is saying, Nicole, is rather alarming, ultimately, that they don't know.
The mystery continues about where these drones are coming from.
They don't know where the drones are coming from. They don't know who's doing it. They don't know why they're doing it, but they say there's no credible threat.
What if there were 3,000 reports of drones or manned aircraft sightings over the U.S. Capitol? What would happen? There would be an immediate and intense response to figure out what they were and to solve the problem. And yet, millions of people around here are getting nothing but don't believe what you see. You know, there's a saying that we had after 9/11, if you see something, say something. I think that's become, if you see something, don't worry about it.
So why would people be so upset? Especially people from New York. Well, I don't know. Maybe September 11th, which changed the history of safety protocol and regulations for the United States, may be concerns that if we don't act now, something terrible might happen. It's easy to say that this is probably nothing, but it was also easy to say that that backpack laying on the ground at a major event was probably nothing, until something happened. Then, when it's too late, we hear about all these things that we plan on doing moving forward, what should have been done, what protocols should have been in place. How about let's not wait until it's too late? Thousands of people are reporting something isn't right now. State officials and congressmen are urging the government something isn't right.
I don't believe that the United States of America, with its military capabilities, does not know what these objects are. And what I'm asking, and what we're all asking, who's operating them? And for what purpose? Just tell us what is going on. And so either our government is doing some type of surveillance activity or surveying, or what really would concern, I think, everyone, there's a foreign government that is doing this type of activity and surveillance. And they're doing it above sensitive infrastructure, Verrazano Bridge, this U.S. Coast Guard base, power plants, ports. Even if it is not nefarious, the fact that these things are flying all over is a public safety issue.
Take a look at what's in our airspace. This is what our airspace looks like right now in New Jersey. This is a sped up video of footage of what our night sky looks like. Completely filled up with foreign objects that our government has no explanation to. Are you kidding me? How can a member of the government get on live television and address the people that this is not a threat?
We have no evidence at this time that the reported drone sightings pose a national security or a public safety threat.
With what you're looking at, how can you credibly tell people that there is no public safety threat, there's no national security threat, that there's no reason to believe that a foreign government is involved?
This is a significant threat to U.S. national security. It implies a heavy payload, and a heavy payload would be either something dangerous, a bomb, in this case, surveillance of some sort.
The Homeland Security promises that they are bringing in some more federal help, more federal kind of radar systems to try and be able to track where these things are coming from.
Why are they not doing more of an investigation? And what information is being collected exactly on this town?
Yo, what the f is that shit, bro? That's how far that shit is.
A Coast Guard ship also trailed.
One of their 47-foot motor lifeboats was followed by between 12 and 30 of these drones.
You do know that I covered that footage on this channel, right?
Bam! What is that? Anybody tell me what that is? We're in the middle of the ocean.
Someone spotting what they thought was UFOs following them in the ocean. Do you guys remember that?
No land, no nothing.
Apparently now the government's saying that all of those were drones as well. So all of a sudden, with all these strange sightings in the sky, we're learning that this is all part of some strange invasion strategy? Foreign adversaries, or is it foreign to this planet? One state official went on to say he has sources that have told him what these are and where they come from. Take a look at this.
Congressman Jeff Van Drew of New Jersey, member of the House Judiciary Committee. How do you address this at this point?
From very high sources, very qualified sources, I'm going to tell you the real deal. Iran launched a mothership probably about a month ago that contains these drones. That mothership is off, I'm going to tell you the deal. It's off the east coast of the United States of America. They've launched drones. It's everything that we can see or hear. And again, these are from high sources. I don't say this lightly. We know it's not our own government because they would have let us know. Know that Iran made a deal with China to purchase drones, motherships, and technology. The sources I have are good. They can't reveal who they are because they are speaking to me in confidentiality. These drones should be shot down. They should be shot down. We are not getting the full deal, and the military is on alert with this.
Look, you've given us some pretty dire information just here, and I want to make sure that our viewers are digesting this. Iran has the capability to pull up along our eastern seaboard and launch drones the size of an SUV into the skies of several states, particularly New Jersey, where we know the incoming president has a large home. That capability exists. It's possible some of those drones are here. So I have two questions. How are they fueling them? They have to land somewhere. Drones don't fly forever. Why don't they close down the airspace? Yes, it's inconvenient. Yes, it's the holidays. Shut it down. But if you start shooting things and you don't know how they're fueled, that's going to be mass explosions. This isn't like one spy balloon. Congressman, this is serious.
We've got to bring them down.
Now, I want to show you some more footage too. Here's some footage of drones in China being tested, spraying something. Take a look. Now, the media is making it out like this guy's crazy because he doesn't want to reveal his sources. And while he was talking about a mothership deploying hundreds of these drones off the east coast of the United States, how do you explain this footage?
More drones in the sky. Clearly in a formation. There are literally dozens of drones flying around. You can see the lights flashing.
A man captured dozens of drones flying in formation above the clouds over the ocean from an airplane window while all this stuff was going on in New Jersey. So whether the theory of Iranian drones coming into the United States is accurate, this is a person of power in our government saying that we should be shooting these things down. But that does pose a lot of threats, and we don't know what's inside of them. Now, let me just give you a short hypothetical theory. This is completely hypothetical, so don't get all worked up. What if there were weapons inside of these drones intended to cause destruction to our infrastructures and cities? Hundreds of drones falling simultaneously around our country and exploding. Do you understand how much damage and how much of an impact that would have on us as a country? Now, I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen or that's what the case is, but here is what we do know. We sleep at night thinking that our Air Force and military defense is set up in such a way that we don't have to worry about foreign missiles flying into our country and damaging our cities because we think it's covered. How can you believe that now, when we already have hundreds of unknown aircrafts that have already penetrated our defense systems and they are currently in our airspace that nobody knows where they're from? They're already here. They weren't stopped, they weren't intercepted, they're here right now. That's not a hypothetical. That is a fact. So yeah, maybe some insane billionaire hobbyist is flying drones around, but more than likely that's not the case. These drones are flying against our own FAA regulations, flying in zones that they're not supposed to be flying in, and no one's doing anything about that. They're breaking the law, and the government is saying it's not a big deal, don't worry about it. Think about that for a minute, guys. And now there's even more footage starting to circulate of what looks like one of these drones firing a weapon.
Holy cow. That thing is completely stationary shooting.
Whether that footage is actually one of these drones firing a weapon is up for debate, but the video was titled, "Now They're Shooting What the F***." So let's talk about a couple things that these drones could be real quick as of where everything else stands. Number one, it's ours and the government can't tell us. Number two, it's in other countries and our government doesn't want the American people to know we are way more susceptible to outside threats than we might be aware of. Number three, Elon Musk just made a new Tesla model that flies and didn't tell anybody. Or number four, this is a diversion tactic. Oh, everything that we see up in the sky that lights up at night is just a drone that's been spying on us from another country. They don't want people to know that these things exist. They don't think we could handle it. So it's easier to say, these are just everything you see in the sky is a drone. And one thing that I will say about our country, I love our country. I love the United States of America because here's the deal. We have all these different issues going on. The right wings, the left wings, different races, different cultures. But at the end of the day, when there is a major crisis, when something major happens, people come together. And that's what we do. Whether the government is willing to tell us what's going on or not, there's too many of us with phones in our pockets. There's too many of us with social media. The only way that they could stop us from communicating with one another and talking about what's actually going on right now is to shut down the internet. That's the only way. And as long as we have the internet, we have access to one another. And if we have access to one another, then we can't be completely deceived by being shown whatever the news wants us to see, and that's it. Guys, this story is so far from being over. I plan on making another video next week to update you, because every single day right now, there is updates going on with this. So if you want to stay up to date on what's happening with these drones, make sure that you follow the channel. I'll be giving you guys another video up to speed with all the latest footage, all the latest news press releases, so that you don't have to watch hundreds of videos to know what's going on. You can catch it all right here in one spot. Thanks for joining. My name's Casey, and I will see you next time. If you liked the video, hit that like button. Peace out, guys.